being part of the aMS Southeast Asia. Wish we could be there in person, but hopefully next year we can make it an in-person event and not the online one. Of course, thank you to all the sponsors. Without the sponsors, events like this would never be possible. So please, everybody, go and check them out, visit their website, maybe fill in a form to get more knowledge around the products they are offering. Maybe one of them can fit you and your organization, and especially thanks to Fedelis, of course, to help us with arranging everything here, and all the volunteers and all the people behind the conference. It's not easy to arrange a conference. People might think that online conferences are more easy to arrange than in person, but being a person that have arranged online conferences, we all know that that is not the truth. So thank you everybody for all the efforts you are putting in, and please also join the quiz today to win some prizes. Make sure you join as much session as possible, because sessions will probably give you some clues to what questions or what would be the right questions that you will have to answer to be able to win. So join as many sessions as possible. But of course today my session is all about approvals in Microsoft Teams. Maybe you have checked it out already. Maybe you have kind of played with it, maybe you haven't. Hopefully you haven't, because then the session will be more interesting. But if not, feel free to also pop some questions in the chat, and we will look at that at the end of the time. And who is Knut? So I'm from Norway. Right now I'm calling actually in from London, where I will attend a conference, in-person conference tomorrow in Southampton in England. So it's a South Coast Summit, it's called. So I will be speaking there as well. And it's really excited to be able to be part of this online event as well. I'm working for a company called Omnia Intranet, which is a ready-to-go intranet in the box product. So please feel free to check out us as well, and of course join me on social media like Twitter, Instagram, or LinkedIn. There's only one Knut that works more or less in the SharePoint and Microsoft space, so it should be pretty easy to find me if you just Google me as well. But yeah, what are the benefits of approvals in Teams, and why should we even spend time talking about this? So first of all, some of the key benefits to have approvals inside of Teams is, of course, that people are there already. You know, everybody is sitting and working in Teams. So there is actually no better place than Teams to get some approvals. And you can even also send approval to a partner or to a customer, and they will get the approval in their Microsoft Teams environment. So you have kind of the nice looking overview of all the review requests and everything inside of Microsoft Teams, and I will show you that as well in a little bit when we get to the demo time. Of course, Microsoft also earlier this year, they released the possibility to integrate with electronic signatures, which kind of adds a lot of value on top of the approvals in Teams already, or the approval app inside of Teams. So with electronic signatures, you can integrate, for instance, with Adobe, and then get the documents electronically signed, and it will be approved as an electronic signature, which means that it will be a legal signed document, for instance, as well. And of course, I'm calling in from England right now, and a lot of you attendees are probably somewhere else in the world, and typically the working hours are different. So what is nice as well with the approval app inside of Teams is that if I will send the approval to somebody that is at a different time zone than me, they will actually just get that approval request. They will see it when they have time. They can go in and approve it. So we have that kind of asynchronous work, which is really what we need when we are working in different time zones. It's also really, really easy to send a request. You can send requests from multiple places inside of Microsoft Teams, which we'll get back to into later, but you can send a request from a chat, for instance. You can send a request from within the team and the team chat there. You can send a request from the app itself inside of Teams, and you also will get all these things on your mobile phone, and you can even also use the the Flow app for your phone or the Power Automate app for your Flow phone, and then you will see the approvals in there, making it super easy to approve them as well if you don't want to open up the Microsoft Teams application on your phone. So it really also builds on top of the Power Platform that we already are using heavily around the different companies. So it integrates tightly there and just builds on top of it. Also recently they started to have support for templates, which is as well pretty nice, because it means that we can build our own templates inside of the company, so that we don't need to everybody in the company don't need to create the same approval flow, for instance, or create the same approval form. So we also have support of templates, and the templates can be assigned to a org-wide team, or it can be assigned to a team. It's different options there as well. But we will get into all those details later. But I think it's kind of important to start a session with taking a step back and thinking like, why should we use approvals in the first place? Why is this something nice? And what kind of challenges are we solving when we are talking about approvals inside of Microsoft Teams? And one of those challenges are, of course, to collect that approval for somebody in our team or somebody external, or to collect an electronic signature. Those are really key senses of how we can use approvals inside of Microsoft Teams. So key use cases for approval inside of Microsoft Teams should be typically submitting some task for approvals, or as everybody has the typical HR purposes, like vacations, day off, sick days, etc. Maybe we need to have approval of some budgets or expenses. Maybe we need, as I mentioned before, documents that needs to be signed, or maybe we need to have those proposals or recommendation from some clients and collect those in the same place, and just get that kind of tracking that this has been approved, this has been read. Maybe you have some documents that you need to get the read receipt on from some of your employees. Maybe it's like new people are coming and joining the company, and you need them to kind of go and read typically the policies of the company, and you need to get like a receipt that they have actually read those documents. Then you can typically use the approval for actually getting those read receipts as well. So there are multiple use cases to have and to utilize when it comes to approval inside of Microsoft Teams. So how does all of this looks like? So now I will show you a little bit how it looks like, and later on we will jump and take a deep dive and take a look at how this looks like inside of Microsoft Teams, and I will just jump out of my PowerPoint slides. So approvals in Teams makes it very easy to create and manage requests, as I mentioned. So this is how it can look from the mobile app, for instance. So you see everything here in the chat. You get like the approval bot here with a request of approval. You can have attachments and all of these kind of things, and it really integrates with the Power Automate, and everything shows up in the same place. So you just go one place and you will have those approvals all the time in the approval app. And this is one of the really key benefits, that you will get everything in that one location, as you can see here. And I will show you how this integrates with Adobe Sign later, but you can also integrate with other platforms that Microsoft is supporting as well. And you can also extend this to multiple places as well. So since it's built on top of the Power Platform in the back end. It's really easy to send a request just from a chat. Means that if you have some chat with some colleagues and you need the colleague to sign some documents or approve some documents, you can just really easily go and do that from within the chat, even from your mobile phone. And as I mentioned a few times already, you can really get those e-signatures with Adobe Sign or some other platforms that Microsoft is supporting. So take a look at how this looks like. So here we are going in, we are clicking that approval button. We can select what type of request it is. We will fill in, we can select who is the approvers. We can have multiple approvers, and then we can go and have the document added and put here as well. And then you will see how that looks like. Now we see that Pete is getting a approval request, and he can either go in and approve it or he can reject it, and he will see the details. And we also see that now it has been approved, and I can go in and look at my approvals, and I can see that it was approved by my colleague. So that is how easy it is to actually do that. To go and look at how to capture the electronic signatures, we can just take a really quick view now, and I will go into details later. So again, the requester is Pete. He's going in here and now using the request type as eSign and adding an attachment. Here, of course, you need to choose from the templates that you have in Adobe, because there you can also go in and add different type of fields that you can fill in and so on. And here we see the signer is Adi. And he will just go in and sign. And then you are already there, and we see that it has been signed, and this was signed by an external person. That's why we don't have the image there. And this is where everything gets really nice and smooth when we are talking about how we can get customers to sign contracts, for instance, or let's say we have a new employee that should sign something before they start. We can also use Adobe eSign for those particular cases. Let's just go and take a little bit deeper look at this, and then we'll get more into how to extend and all these kind of things later on. So hopefully you can still hear me okay, and you can hopefully see my screen. So let's just go and let's see if this was the right one. Nope. So let's go here. So now I'm signed into one of my environments. So here I don't have too many things already because I wanted to keep it clean for you guys. So now this is I'm opened up the approvals app here. So here it will come and show the approvals that has already been sent and the kind of the history of them. And we can go and click it in the details view, and we'll see here that I had an attachment and we have over here also pending responses. We see that who has answered, and we have that track of everything within there. But let's go and create a new one. So I will just go here and take a new approval request. Here you can see that we have the different types of requests that we can create. So this is the basic, and we have the eSign. We also could go here and look and see if we have some templates that has been created. So here you see that we have a work from home template that can be used. But right now I just want to do the basic one, just for the simplicity. So we need to put a name. So let's just call it aMS 2021 demo 1 approvers. So here we need to fill in approvers. So in this case, I will just send it to myself. It makes it a lot easier. Don't know if other people are awake yet. And we can also put in more than one person. So let's say I will put Daniel here as well. And when you put in more, you can get that switch to tell you, should you require a response from everybody, or just if I switch it off, it will be requiring that only one of the persons need to approve. So it's kind of first come, first serve. So whoever of Knut or Daniel that is approving first will be the approver in this particular case. We can also go and add an attachment, and here you can see that either you can attach a link, you can upload from your computer, or you can take a file from your OneDrive. So let's for now just take a file from my computer. Let's just do the approvals lookbook. Oh, actually, let's not do that. It was way too big. Let's just do a smaller file. So let's just do speaker post. For this event, that is much better. Smaller. Here you can see that we can put in a custom response, because typically it's approve or reject. But if we want to have a custom one, because sometimes maybe that's okay to have, then you just write whatever you should have here in those text boxes that come here. So now let's just for now just remove Daniel. It's enough with only me. Well, let's actually have Daniel here, like this, and then we will do like this, and we can see how it works. I'll click send. So now we are creating an approval request. I didn't put in any details, but the main thing is just to show you how that flow is going. So this is now being created, and you see now I get a request notification down here. I can go to my feed, and then you see that now I have the aMS 2021 demo, and it's pending response from either me or Daniel. And you can see how I can reassign it, so I can send it and reassign to somebody else. I can create a follow-up task for it. I can reject it, or I can approve it. So I can just write here, approved, thank you, and I will just click approve. So now this one is approved, and the final status is approved. So right now, if I click it and see it, it's seeing that it's pending response from Daniel, but it actually don't need it. So it's a little bit confusing because I choose that not more than one person need to approve it. So, but at least Daniel had the chance to go in and approve it. And you also see here now in my feed, I have the final status approved when it comes to this one. So it's already there. But if I will now go to the chat instead, you see that we are having here the possibility. So I will just create approval from within here as well, because you see here on the lower corner and under the message, you have the possibility as well to create an approval from within here. So for instance, here you see we have the same possibility. And what is a little bit confusing here is that even if I start an approval from within here, it does not automatically select Daniel as the approver, which you might thought that it should do, you know. So, but that's how it is. And we can just go here and please approve my request, and there we go. I need to put the name aMS demo 2, and just click send. So now, since I haven't done this before, we just need to approve it. So I just need to click continue and to approve the terms and conditions. And now you see that we have it here as a card inside of the chat. So now you can see that it's waiting for the response from Daniel. I can cancel the request, or I can also add a follow-up. So now I put the notification to follow up on this one as well. And that is how you are doing it from within the chat. But as you saw, it's a little bit confusing that here is not already automatically selected that Daniel should approve it, because I kind of initiated it from a private chat only with Daniel. So that's something that could be improved a little bit from Microsoft in an upcoming release. Hopefully we can put it maybe in the user voice. So yeah, then let's see here. Now you see the 3 dots. You see that now the approval app was not here no more, because it's not placed for it, because I have other things pinned. So if I want to find it, I need to go to the 3 dots, and I will need to click approvals from within here. So now I will see them. And what is nice here is that you have received, and you also have the ones that you sent. So typically it can be more in one or the other, depending on how your role typically is when it comes to this. Then let's go and look a little bit about how this will work when it comes to Adobe. So for instance here, I just need to sign in to Adobe. You can create like a 30-day trial. After that, it will cost you some money, but this works really well. And this is kind of the preferred e-sign solution from Microsoft as well with Adobe. So now I can do a new approval request. Here we see that even if I'm now in Adobe, it didn't understand that on the top here. So if I will click here, it doesn't have anything to do with Adobe eSign. So to do Adobe, I need to go here and I need to click eSign. And then you see the provider now is Adobe, because I haven't connected or set up any other providers. And then you will come in here and you can see that we need to do the name, aMS, demo Adobe, you can call it. I can add an attachment, and here we can either upload from my computer or you should choose from Adobe Sign. And here you see that I don't have anything in my library yet because I did not create anything here. But if I'll just quickly switch to my other environment here, I can show you how it can look like as well, because here I have actually uploaded a template. So let's just go and do the same. eSign, just call it aMS demo Adobe. And when we go to here, choose from Adobe Sign, you see that I have something called a partner agreement, which is a PDF that I have here. Here you go and put in recipients, because maybe you should have multiple people sign it, because maybe you want the customer to sign it and maybe you want to sign it yourself as well. And here you can put in different type of roles. So you can also create multiple roles as well here. So you can have a signer and you can have the signer 1, signer 2. You can also have in here the approver, so it will be approved in the end. But for now, let's just do the signer, and I will click send. Now you see that I get here and it needs an action. So I just open it up and I get it here and get like the review. So I need to click this one. And now we are opening up this in the Adobe Sign, and you see the full document here when it comes to this. And here you can have different fields for signing. So that's how it looks like. And you can jump up and down and sign it from within here as well. So that is how you can integrate Adobe eSign with the Microsoft Teams approval app as well, which makes it really nice and flexible solution. And you can really get also those documents signed electronically, and they will be approved to be signed. You can, of course, see here that I can download it, I can put a reminder, I can hide it, and I can share it and do other things here. So that's how this things works like. But let's just close this one for now, and let's just click review instead. Because now we just looked at it, and now we will fill it in. So here you see that we get the possibility to sign it. So we just need to go down here. Here I have the possibility to sign. I can put in the text, or I can just click sign. I can add my signature is here, and I can say use, and I can put it in here. And everything will be ready to go. And sorry for it being in Norwegian. And sorry for the error. Sometimes that happens, but yeah, you kind of get the idea that this is how it looks like, which makes everything work really, really nice. And you get the kind of the trace. You can send it to the customer will sign it, you'll get it back, you will sign it, and then in the end you could have that Power Automate that kicks in and send it out to both you and to the customer. And you can store it, of course, inside of your computer. So let's just go and take a look at this one, because here you see I got the status, it was signed, and everything is good when it comes to this one, and it's in progress. So that is how you can integrate when it comes to the e-signatures. But as I mentioned, it's this everything here, it builds on top of the Power Automate platform. So what is really nice here is that, for instance, if I will go now to Power Automate, so let's just go to flow Microsoft.com. We will come in here. You can go in here and see that I have some approval requests pending here already, which I have been doing before. Or we can go and actually create a solution from within here. So, for instance, if I will go to my action items, I can go to all my approvals here. So here also we'll go in and see the approvals that I have, and I will see what has been sent, as you can see as well here. And we will have also the history, as you can see, coming in here from this side. So we have also that capability. And if I will go to the same place here, just so you will see, since we jumped between the two different environments, and if I could only type things correctly, it would be really good. Need just to sign in. And here we can also see that we, under the action items, also have approvals, because it builds on that Power Automate platform. So you see here that I have also the approvals coming in from this place. As you can see, so the only thing that doesn't show up here right now is those e-signatures ones. They are not showing up here. It's only the ones that you will have under approvals here that is showing up there in the Power Automate view. And of course here you see what you have sent and what you have received, but you can also go in here and apply filters. So you can go in and do different type of statuses, and you can just go to receive and sent. So we have all these different views that we are having here, which makes it really nice and user friendly. But of course, if you want to extend this, because maybe you want to put in some more steps than what we get from the Power Automate from the Microsoft Teams app, like if you go in here, you see that we just create a new approval request. There's not that many steps. It's either you approve it, or it's like one or multiple people approving it, or it's like one can approve, or all has to approve. So it's not like a multi-step approval process. So if you want to do more than those things, you can go in here as well, and you can just go and click create, and you can, for instance, select the automated cloud flow, and here, for instance, it can be depending on whatever trigger that you want to have to kind of kick off your flow. So let's say that we want to have a new form has been submitted. So let's just call it aMS form approval, and let's just click create. And now you see that we just need to go in and select a form. Let's just do this one. Actually, let's just go quickly here, because here it will be a little bit better. So let's just do it here instead. aMS approval form. Same trigger. And I just created a form earlier today. So this is our form. So now when this form has been filled in, it will trigger something. And then, of course, here we want to trigger an approval, just like this. And we want to start and wait for an approval. And we will do approve reject first to select. And this is aMS approval form as the title. Assign, here we need to fill in who it's assigned to. So I assign it to myself. We can, of course, do details, and typically here those we will have extract from the form, as we will do with the title. But now just do the easy steps. Click save. And now we have created the aMS approval form. So if we will go over here, go to this one, and now I'm in this design, so I just need to go and share to find kind of the one version that is for filling it in. Hello world, hello aMS 2021. How was the session? Of course, it was great. And now it has been submitted. And let's just go back here and take a look. Might be that it takes a few seconds. Let's just refresh. Now you see that it came here, and we have the aMS approval form here. We can also just click it here, and you can see that now it's pending, and I can go in and approve it, reassign it, or reject it. And now I got 2 notifications because I actually have another flow that is triggering on the same form, which is not too good to have, but I was testing a little bit earlier. So hello everyone, nice to see you all. And let's just click approve. So you see that now even if I created that approval from Power Automate, it still shows up here as part of the approval app inside of Microsoft Teams, which is great, and everything will be working together. So this one is this other form that I have. So this one was the one we created now. So approval aMS. So that it is there and it has been approved, and you see also the description and the comments that I put in there. So of course, since we can go and do this inside of Power Automate, we can integrate with any of the other providers and premium connectors and everything inside of here, which means that this is really, really powerful to begin with. So we can go here to do sign, and here you see you have different type of signature solutions as well. So not only the Adobe one. So you have opportunities to integrate with a lot of different kind of providers out there if you want to take it to the next level. So that was how we can go and extend approval inside of Microsoft Teams. We also can see here that we can make it a little bit bigger. We have the Adobe eSign ones here. Here I didn't create anyone yet, but let's go and go to new approval request again, and let's just go to Adobe eSign. Let's go to templates. Actually, let's do this one, work from home, because this is one of the templates. And you see here, this is an org-wide template. So working from home approval. Approvers, again, we need to fill in. So again, I will fill in myself. And I will tell that I will work from home since 17th until the 19th. And reasons, COVID is the best reason these days, isn't it? So just like that. So now you see that again, I got the approval request, and you see that it's the work from home that I had, and it can be approved or rejected. But how can we create those templates ourselves? That is the big question right now. So to create a template, we need to just click those 3 dots over here. And you can see we can go and manage the templates. Got it. So here you see that we have the work from home template that is already created and enabled. We can go and edit it as well. So here you see the basic settings of that one, like the scope setting. If it's switched on and off, we can go and do the form design. So you see start date, end date, and the reason. And we can go and do also some settings when it comes to the workflow. So that is how we can edit it. But let's see how we can create a new one. So here we can go and click new template. And here there are a lot of templates already in the template store. You can select from. So these are templates provided by Microsoft. So here you have request for leave, request for overtime, you have request to enter the office. You have some order management or a refund request. So you have a lot of those typical HR tasks or the HR approval that we talked about a little bit earlier. So, but let's just create one from the scratch. Here we just need to select, should it be just for a team inside of Teams? Should it be for specific people? Or should it be an org-wide template? So for now, let's just select an org-wide. And again, you see then we have the same kind of view we had when it comes to the edit. So here we'll just call this aMS template survey, whatever. Survey, maybe bad word, so just do aMS template. You can put in a category, so we could do administration, activity, etc. And then we can do a description, template for approval of aMS. We'll just click next. And here it comes to the form design. So this is a little bit similar to the way you are used to doing a form inside of Microsoft Form. as you will notice if you go here. So just add a new, and here you see you have the option between choice, text, or a date. So for instance, here we can do the question. Actually, I will do another one. Let's do a choice instead. Did you like this session? And then yes, no. As you can see here, we've got suggestions from what kind of answers we wanted to have. We can allow to respond with multiple ones, so it's multiple choices. We can put it as a required one. And now we can add a new one as well. So we can also add a date. So from when, or we can have like, when did you attend the session? Like this. And then they will have to select the date, and it's a required field right now. And then we have these two questions. We can allow to have a file attachment or like require a file attachment, yes or no here. And then we can also already put in some approvers. So for instance, I can put my direct manager as an approver, or I can do specific people here. So instead of getting the person that has to type it in, I can already say that it should be approved by myself, just as that. And now we can go and do the preview, and you will see that it's already pre-filled here. So in some specific cases, that will be really nice, especially when it comes to maybe some kind of approval request that instead of course, approving it yourself, you have just put in here the direct manager, because if your AD is configured correctly, then it will automatically select the manager of the person that is filling in this form. So that means that it will save you to have to put that in manually. So that's great. And now we get the chance to publish it. So now you see that we have those two templates. We have the work from home and the aMS template over here. So if you go now back to my approval app, you can go and do a new approval request. We can go and select from the templates, and we can go and select this one. Hello, aMS. And did you like the session? Yeah, let's do maybe for fun. And we can do when did we attend? We attended it today, and click send. Now you see that we got that request, and we can go and approve it, reassign it, or mark it for a follow-up, and all these kind of things. So that is how you can really extend how you can work with templates. You can extend it, as I showed you, with the Power Automate platform, and there are so many opportunities here. So you just need to kind of take a step back, as I mentioned before, and think like what processes could you do and use when it comes to approvals inside of Microsoft Teams. And especially when it comes to the DocuSign ones, those are also really, really going to help and be helpful for your organization. So if I go here to adobe.com, let's see if I can go here. We'll do sign in. Let's see if it will make this work. Okay, that did not work now. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. But again, if you go here to Adobe eSign, you see that I haven't anything here, and we don't have any templates here yet, so we need to create those as well. So we need to go and do the Adobe Sign library to create those ones for you. Great. So I hope that you have learned something when it comes to how to work with approvals inside of Microsoft Teams. And one thing that you can also do, of course, is that if you are a part of, for instance, here you have some posts, you can go and do the new conversation, and you can also do the approval from within here as part of the team. But as you can see as well here, you don't have the it doesn't fill in the approvers automatically, even if you are in the team. So you need to then fill them in manually, which sometimes also works fine. And we can also do the e-sign from within here, as you can see, to get something signed, as you can see. So we have those really nice capabilities here. So let's just go quickly back here. So some of the key benefits, as mentioned, of having approvals in Microsoft Teams is that it's easy to send requests to everybody or specific members. You can select, should one person approve it, should multiple person approve it for it to be approved. We can go in and also do kind of like a two-step approval, like first one person need to approve it, and then a second person need to approve it if you go and use the Power Automate for the same. It also integrates with the Power Platform. So I cannot show you my mobile right now, but if you will have gone into the app called flowmicrosoft.com, like the Microsoft Flow app, let's see, maybe I can try somehow to show that. Flow or Power Automate, they have changed the name for. So if you go to Power Automate, you will have also the approvals within there, which is also really, really nice. So if you haven't tried it out, just feel free to try it out. I can also share later on maybe like a small video on how that works, because sometimes it's actually quicker and easier to open up that Power Automate app to do the approval than to do it inside of Microsoft Teams. So that's something you can also test out. If not, you will find your approvals under here. And as we noticed, it's the ones that are for e-signatures for some reason doesn't show up here. I think that is a huge mistake from Microsoft that doesn't show up here because it's a little bit confusing. But you should be aware of that. The ones that you have under here and under approvals and with the e-signatures, you need to find them inside of the view from the approvals app for Microsoft Teams instead. You can receive and review the request. You can archive and access all completed approvals. So the archive is what you see here. So this is the archive of all the approvals that you have. And the nice things are all of those are in the same place. So you don't need to go around and look for them, even if you did it from a private chat, if you did it from a team chat, if you did it from within here, or if you did it from Power Automate, you will find all of them in this view. So they are centralized and they're all in the same location. With that being said, I think we will see if somebody has some questions. So I will just check the chat. And yeah, looks like we don't have any questions as of now. So feel free. What is the license option for Adobe Sign? Any specific requirements to integrate over with the team? No, there's no specific requirements. With the pricing, I'm actually not too sure. License cost for Microsoft Teams. Let's see what Google is saying. But it is kind of typically like depending on how many users. So it's everybody that should sign it that needs to have a license. And I'm not too sure about the pricing, and I will not risk anything when it comes to that. But as I mentioned, even if you are kind of having the Adobe as the preferred Microsoft partner, there are multiple options that you can choose from. So if I'll just pop and share my screen quickly again, you will see that, for instance, you are having multiple other alternatives there as well. So that's something that you can really think about, that maybe you want to integrate with something else, because even if you're doing it from within here, the approvals will show up in the approvals app here. Even if you're integrating with some other e-signature solutions, they will show up here as part of this view here. So it should be as well integrated inside of Microsoft Teams, even if it's maybe not as, how to say, detailed or how tightly integrated as Adobe is for right now, it will still work. So that can be an alternative from the licensing perspective to check out some other alternatives. So yeah, I think that brings us to the end. I will also just watch the chat a little bit later, and we see that somebody raised their hands. So Frankie, if you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself if you can do that, or just pop it in the chat.
Yes, we have we have allowed unmute by the attendees. Frankie, you may unmute if you would like to ask the questions.
Okay, the hand went down, so maybe it was by mistake, but that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, that's great. So yeah. So thank you everybody for joining. Of course, I will share the slide deck in the chat and with the attendees. And feel free to just connect with me on the social media on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever if you have any questions afterwards.